Hi everyone, it's Michelle Howe. I'm in a little bit of a different scene here. I'm in my backyard, which is full of greenery, and I love being back here. It's a hot day. I wanted to be out of my office, so I know yesterday I put a post in, and the post talked about being an empath. What's it mean to you? Are we different? Are we meant to struggle? Are we special? Are we meant to feel all the time, to the magnitude of what seems overwhelming? So I wanted to answer some of these questions. Also, I asked, are we ascending, and what does ascending mean? And some of you know full well. So I'm just going to go into this from, I want to say, my perspective, my experience, and having talked to many other empaths along the way. I want to tell you, first of all, that I have always been a skeptic by nature. I am a skeptic, and I always thought I was logical until there came a point that I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on, and why, I always looked at me. And I could understand other people, and I could understand some of it, and others of it I just didn't quite, it was always an intrigue to me. Who is this person? And I always say, like, what flavor of ice cream is this? And as you can tell, I would, to some degree, always be inquisitive. I've always been inquisitive, just to see. But in the process of doing that, you often can lose track of who you are because you're so intrigued by what's around you. So being an empath, what does it mean to me? And I wanted to get you guys to chime in because every single one of you has a different experience. You have a different story to say why and how this came about for you. Is it something you're born with? I would say yes. Is it something that can expand and be more and grow? Yes. So we're not here to be stable, to be one set person all the time. We're here to grow. And being an empath is really the ability to tune into the environment, tune into people, and recognize truth, and then get kind of stymied with, this doesn't feel right. There's something more to this. This isn't authentic. This isn't true. This feels horrible when I go near it. So really, the empath has the capacity to almost taste what another person is about, taste what an environment is about. And it's a habit of being. There's a purpose to it, but, and by the way, I'm holding this thing. It's the first time I use this little mechanism here, so I'm multitasking it. The hard part is when we're in that habit so much that we stop being who we are. We don't even know who we are. We hesitate to speak because we can feel them, we can feel us, and it really gets in the way of us stepping into our own power. So what is a gift could definitely be a hindrance. The training and the knowledge and the wherewithal, the insight, the wisdom that comes with this is how to navigate, how to understand your capacity to tune into things, whether it's seeing, thinking, knowing, sensing. Where is it your place, and where is it not your place to go there? What is your role here? What is your priority? See the birds, nice. And truly, how do you navigate this, navigate relationships, understand the situations that are coming towards you, and all of them working towards having you tune in and recognize that we are not separate from one another. And there are vibrations that are going to help you. There are vibrations that are going to really be toxic to you. So without, us versus them mentality, it's being humble enough to recognize the human condition that we create. And there's an energy dynamic that happens. As a matter of fact, like recently, we're all learning, right? So we're all in this in some place. doing what we're called to do and how we're called to do it, and in some way relying on and learning from and understanding that we really do have one another. We're not by ourselves. So we can bring the information together and get it. I've studied all kinds of different healing modalities, all kinds of different teachers, all kinds of different books. I mean, since I was young, I was fascinated by the psychology of this, the psychology of the human. How do we create? I know how to create. What gets in our way? Yep, there's things that get in our way. One of the things I was diagnosing, I'm diagnosing this, is, different people that we meet along the way. And I always bring it back to my own experience. That's how I can kind of figure it out. Depending on who they are and how inauthentic they are, how much personality versus soul is present talking to me, how wounded they are, how enamored they are with their, whether it's status, whether it's privilege, whether it's I'm better than you. It's all ego. That's all ego. And we all have an ego. It's just a matter of how much of it do we have, how we, what leads it. And when you run into people and you have an exchange, I'm typically pretty open, or I try to be. If I see and I feel the yuck, I'm just like, and I see it, and I can see it pretty clearly. It's interesting because in some way, I guess you could say I judge it or I observe it, or you can't even say it's a bad thing because it's like self-preservation. It's a gift. It's a gift to understand people. It's a gift to know people. It's not good to be a victim of other people's priorities and other people's personalities. And as an empath, it's really kind of toxic to me in some respect. But I was trying to figure out recently, why is it, certain people that I stay away from, as soon as I get close to them, there is such a knot that just comes right over me. It's right within me. So, they could be just as bad as the person next to them. Bad, okay? But I don't have that knot for that other person. So that's what you call, in some way, there has been some kind of a wound, some kind of a piece of that person has impacted me, has been in some way stored within me. And it's for me to recognize and to remove that toxic piece that I held on to from the experience. So this is all about understanding these dynamics. All the groups that I'm in and the initiatives, trust me, that are coming, it's all about understanding the dynamics enough that you're feeling safe and empowered and effective. You're not at risk. There is no fear, right? And the only way to remove the fear is to understand, you're not making this up. This really doesn't feel great. What is it? Let's remove it. So what is an empath? What does it mean to me? It means that I can feel the environment. I can feel people on many levels. I can feel plants. I can feel animals, not as well. There's many different types of empath. I can tune into the skills of another person enough that I can embody them, very chameleon-like in that way. Are we different? You know what? I think that more than 20% of the population is very much feelers, empathic. I think it shows up different for different people. Are we different? Yeah, each one of us is different. Are we special? No, not necessarily, but not each of us comes with a different set of skills, each person, whether they think they're an empath or not, has something to give the world. The empath, though, is so unique, if they truly are sensing and feeling, is that they really do see the beauty in life. They really do uplift. They really are a blessing to people in their families. So I think we are special. I know we are special. And I'm not saying that other people aren't special, but I think there's an identity that goes with it that's a supportive, enlightened identity. You connect with the world all as one. You can feel the world. So, yeah. Are we meant to struggle? No, we're not meant to struggle. We just don't know any different. But with some training, we can get there. Are we meant to feel all the time? No, we're not. It's our default. So my suggestion is to experiment a little bit. You can do that through some training. You do that on your own. It takes time, but I can tell you one thing: when you're around other people who have developed this gift, or who can activate you, can help you remember, it goes faster. Are we ascending? What does that mean, ascending? Ascending means that we can start to trust and to be less entangled with what the reality seems to be out there, and we can create a reality that we want, that we feel is more appropriate for ourselves. So ascending means you're starting to notice the heavy and the light, the heaviness and the lightness. You're moving more towards the lightness, and you are becoming more of that light. So slowly but surely, anything heavy that you've stored away within your bodies is going bye-bye. It's not always an easy process. Mostly it's not an easy process. There are layers and layers and layers. You can do this intentionally, or you can do this, I just got tired and drained and exhausted, and now I'm sick on the couch. It really is kind of your call, how it happens and what needs to happen. It's complex in some ways, and then again, there is you embracing what this journey is for yourself, and for others in your family, because we impact everybody that's around us. What does ascending mean? I did explain that. We're just embodying more positive. We're embodying a deeper awareness of who we are. We're not getting lost in the muck of what's out there. We want humanity to thrive, to feel good, to move to the next state of consciousness, the next level of consciousness. And I hope this recording didn't come all jiggly, because I'm holding it. I'm holding this contraption. I guess I just want to say that once you experience a lighter, finer, more beautiful vibration that's at the level of joy, you will always want that. You will be like awed by what that means in your life. All right. I hope this video helps you. You get a little taste of me and how I view this journey. I'm glad that you're all here, and please don't hesitate to contact me through email, Michelle@empathevolution.com, or within the group through a message on Facebook. I am right here. All right, take care.